Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Mark of the Massive Man of the Planet, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some Destination X. Yes, GFW Destination X 2017 today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to first and foremost thank the steady hand of OneWrestling.com, that being Carl the cameraman, for being here as I usually do this morning. My goodness gracious, Destination X was unbelievable, and I do think this was a solid show with a lot of freaking surprises. I love the fact that it was live. Again, no spoilers. And we got a lot of breaking news, basically, that came out of this show. Craziness. Just crazy. It was a crazy night for Impact Wrestling. But before I do that, I just want to just change the mood really quickly and just take this to a more serious place really quickly, I guess you would say. It's really hard to address these situations, but I'm recording this 8/18/2017 here in the United States, Brooklyn, Manhattan, New York. I was in Brooklyn last night, and yesterday there was a horrible terror attack where 15 innocent lives lost their lives, and it's a damn shame that there's so much hate in this world, and everything that's been going on in the United States and all over the world. It's just like everything is falling into chaos. And then I hear this morning, 8/18/2017, that yet again there was another terror attack where a van anyway, a lot of people were hurt. Apparently 6 people were hurt. Two officers were injured. It's just not something that you want to start your day hearing. But I just want to let you guys know in Spain that we love you here. We know we do get viewership over there here at OneWrestling.com. So I just want to send some love over to you guys and just know that we stand with you and, we empathize with you. And thank you for taking out your time, guys, for spending a little time here with me as I review this I guess, free preview or whatever. But anyway, let's change the mood back again. So basically the night starts off, man, and, early in the day, you have Bobby Lashley shows up to the arena with America Top Team, and I want to give a big shout out to BWO Stevie. If you don't know who that is, well, that's Stevie Richards, formerly of ECW, WWE, Right to Censor, so on and so forth. Yes, he works with us over at Hacker Hameen, Your Law, and www.prowrestlingtees.com/Bin Hameen, buy a shirt. So basically, BWO Stevie or Stevie Richards or Stevie Cool or whatever you want to call him. Don't call him something negative. His arms are jacked, bro. He's really working out really hard. But he's going to be training the fighters over at America Top Team, who actually joined Bobby Lashley today or tonight, coming into the arena. And congratulations, kudos to you, Stevie. And that's pretty cool. We're gonna move on. We have Mackenzie Mitchell backstage, and she's trying to talk with Bruce Prichard. She's knocking on the door, and the door opens, and it wasn't Bruce Prichard. Who could it be? Well, we find out later on in the evening, and she says, "You're not going to believe who I just saw." Let's jump into the very first match of the evening, and I'm going to review this just as any other pay-per-view. We have Sienna, the champion, the Global Force. By the way, they got new championships. Now, pretty much the Global Force World Heavyweight Championship remained the same. That is, I guess, their major title. And then you have the GFW Knockouts title, or Women's Championship. I got to take a good look to see what exactly it's GFW Knockouts Championship. And they did a little paint job on it. But other than that, the X Division title has been changed over. The tag team titles have been changed over. So, yeah, pretty cool. And I like the new designs, I got to be honest with you. And I really do. Listen. This belt, in my opinion, was one of the most beautiful designs. I think this was a solid design for a World Heavyweight Championship belt. Man, the first person to wear this version of the belt was, if I'm correct, Sting, off the top of my head. Can't remember the year off the top of my head, but the last person to wear it is Alberto El Patron, or Alberto Del Rio. And the fact is that a lot of news coming out of there, coming out of that camp, and we don't even know if Alberto Del Rio is going to be with the company anymore, to be honest with you. But anyway, we move forward, and we have Sienna defending the championship versus Gail Kim, the Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer. Again, she's a unified champion. Ringside, we have KM, her cousin, and of course, he acts as a absolute, jerk off the entire match. Anyway, so KM basically right off the bat starts trying to distract Gail Kim, and Gail Kim gets control of the match very early. We're going to fast forward a little bit. We have Sienna, who heads to the outside of the ring to recover, and basically Kim chases after, and she, gets caught, picked up, and then dropped onto the steel steps. Really, really solid action. This was a really good match, by the way, guys. If you didn't get a chance to go back and take a look at this. And by the way, speaking of that, apparently they're going to be starting the Global Wrestling Network, where I guess it's going to be kind of like a WWE network type gimmick, where they're going to be, I guess, charging, and anyone all over the world you can. It says Josh Matthews said that you can basically with one click of your finger you can watch anything. GFW related, so that's pretty cool, man. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to see how much they're gonna charge, though. It'd be cool if they do like something cheaper, like $4.99 a month. That would be amazing if they did that. That would be smart. That would be smart if they did that. Or maybe they do like $9.98 or something ridiculous like that. That would be smart if they did that. But anyway. We're going to fast forward in this match. We have Sienna, who basically has all the momentum in the match right now. She was very strong in this match, and she's lost a lot of weight, and she looks strong, lean, and mean, ready to go. And, she hits a huge backbreaker and the fallaway slam for a pin, but she only gets a 2 count. We move forward again, and we have both young ladies who are on top of the rope. We have Gail Kim with a sunset flip powerbomb onto Sienna. Now let's fast forward to the end of the match, where we have Gail Kim at the top of the rope, and she goes for a beautiful splash for a pin, but only gets a 2 count. And we have Gail Kim who actually ends up hitting the Eat Defeat on the world champion, but basically KM gets involved, and Hello, McFly. And Gail Kim slaps the living taste out of his mouth, and then proceeds to knock him with a forearm off the ring apron. But when this is happening, Taryn Terrell, by the way, my goodness gracious, Taryn Terrell, you look fantastic. Really, she looks really good. Taryn Terrell comes and she takes out Gail Kim, allowing Sienna to hit the AK-47 for the 1-2-3, and she retains the championship. So I'm assuming, and again, Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell, if you guys don't know, way back in the TNA days, they've had, man, they go way back when we're talking about like feuds. And Taryn Terrell, again, they're like, sometimes you see a knockout leave and then come back, and they haven't been back for a long time, and she just, I can't emphasize how freaking good she looks. Anyway, we'll move on. She looks good. Did I mention that, Carl? I know. I would say delicious. Well, yeah, maybe. Anyway, backstage we have Matt Sydal, who tells Lashley that by the end of the night he will know, that being Lashley, who Matt Sydal is. Okay, so here's the big one, and I'm gonna actually make my notes a little bigger because there's a lot to go over here, guys. So we have Bruce Prichard in the ring, and he's going back and forth on the mic, and he says that he's going to hand back the title to the champion who was previous or the champion prior to Alberto El Patron, and that being Bobby Lashley. And basically, he puts it over that El Patron hasn't been the best trooper, the best soldier, or whatever. And well, El Patron turned over the title. A little fishy. Calls out Lashley. Lashley's music plays. Lashley doesn't come out. He waits a little longer. Bobby Lashley. Lashley doesn't come out. Jim Cornette, freaking, I gotta be honest with you, Connor Fabe, he did a bit for the Impact Attack where he does breaking kayfabe, but Fabe, he sent me the file and he reported this to me. I haven't been really paying attention to the dirt sheets or speaking to anybody who I know in the business over the last couple of days. I've been very, very busy, but so this came as a surprise. I was kind of shocked to know that this was happening. Jim Cornette shows up, and Bruce Prichard looks totally confused. He has no idea why he's out there, and Jim Cornette, basically states that, look, man, he's here to fix the company or help fix the company. And Bruce Prichard says, listen, what are you talking about? Number one, I'm the boss here. Nobody outranks me. I'm the man. Yeah, you're cool. And at first they were, hugging each other and everything real nice. By the way, Jim Cornette was as red as a freaking tomato. But anyway, they go back and forth for barbs, and finally Bruce Prichard wants him out of the building. He even says he's calling security. And you know what, Jim, this was a great promo, I gotta be honest. You know, Jim Cornette is a perfect mouthpiece. I thought when Bruce Prichard would come to the company, being that he's been in the business for so many years, he does a great podcast, and he was Brother Love, one of the best talkers, I guess you would say, gimmick talkers in pro wrestling history. Let's be honest right now. But he just didn't fit into the mold here. I almost think that this might be it for him. He might be gone, maybe as an on-air character. I don't know, but. I think he may be legit gone here. And no, they bring in Jim Cornette, who is the biggest mouth in the business, number one. But this guy knows more about wrestling than half of GFW's roster forgot. So, I'm sorry, Jim Cornette has forgotten more wrestling than half of GFW, and for that matter, WWE. And Baron Corbin, you freaking idiot, he knows more than you. Yes, he's never been a wrestler, but Baron Corbin, guess what? He knows way more wrestling to you. And by the way, so does Bill Apter. And Bill Apter, has never really taken a bump, for what I know. But, I don't know. Well, actually, he's put a couple of people in a figure 4 leg lock. He's defended the Cow Championship. You know what? Bill Apter is a professional wrestler and better than you, Baron Corbin. Thank you very much. Anyway, we move on, and we have so basically, yeah, man. So Bruce Prichard is thrown out of the freaking building by Jim Cornette, and then Jim Cornette starts. I think this was like a work shoot, what they say in the business, where it's basically like, they give him, he has to tell the fans, he gives them a script, and anyway, he basically tells the truth, and he says that El Patron did not relinquish the title. He was actually freaking stripped of the title, which is legit. I mean, this news is all over the place. Cornette says, and by the way, wrestlers here at GFW are not going to be given anything. So there'll be a 20-man gauntlet match next week. So this makes me actually very interested to see next week and to watch next week. That's going to be really cool. And to determine who's going to be the Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, or the Global Force GFW Heavyweight Champion. Only problem is that we have a couple of people that are serious, like Elite Period, that being LAX, and they come to the ring, and Conan is not happy that Low Key has to fight through 19 other wrestlers to win the title, because, let's be real. Look, they may be the heels, they may be the bad guys, but the fact is that Low Key did earn that title shot. He was supposed to be getting the title shot, so Bruce Prichard threw him a bone, basically, and he says, look, man, I'll let you come in at number 20. They'll give you the best chance, best odds, and go. Conan went in on him. I didn't jot down exactly, in my notes what he said, but he really, made Bruce Prichard, I think, or would have made anyone feel uncomfortable. But Bruce Prichard, I'm sorry, not Bruce Prichard, I'm so used to saying Bruce, Jim Cornette was like, I'm paraphrasing, don't freaking try to intimidate me, all right? What are you doing over here? You can't do that, all right? Don't try the intimidation factor over here. You know what I'm saying? I got a loaded freaking tennis racket right up your head. No, he didn't say that. But basically, yeah, man, he said, look, I work for corporate. You cannot touch me. You guys will go to jail. And Conan goes back and forth talking about how basically I think they will be right at home. I'm not saying, they don't like the best type of people, if you know what I mean. But anyway, yeah, so that happened. Jim Cornette. Let me again go through this. Jim Cornette, again, great mind for the business, unbelievable talker. The guy can be a babyface, he can be a heel. I like him both ways. I think better as a heel. But I think this may be a good move. I got to find out what's going on, though, regarding this whole situation. And if you've seen anything shift behind me in a rough cut, it's because, things started, collapsing and falling. It happens every once in a while here. And it was really weird. So I just had to cut that out and, you know what I mean? So, if things kind of shifted in the background, don't. Well, I have to tell them, Carl. I can't just, you know what I'm saying? They're going to think mine's playing tricks on them and stuff. Yes, tricks like your mother used to pull. Anyway, let's jump. Relax. Carl thinks he's so freaking tough, just because he got a nice thick mustache. He looks like a biker guy. He thinks, anyway, whatever. What? Nothing. Dezmond Xavier versus Ishimori in the Super X Cup Finals. Let me tell you something. I picked Dezmond Xavier from the very beginning. I think this kid is going to be the future of the X Division. He has a great look. The only problem is, and I'm going to get into it, his promos. I had to listen to him cut a promo once or twice, and Dezmond Xavier, I'm going to give you a little advice here, okay? But hold on. We can jump off to the match. They got off to a very, very quick start, and the momentum was swinging back and forth, and nobody really got an advantage. We're going to fast forward. We have Xavier, who ends up on Ishimori's shoulders and gets face planted and landed so awkwardly. He could have blown out a knee. He could have blown out his back. Basically, he lands on his feet. He's supposed to take a front bump, a front face bump. Did not go well. It was a really awkward angle. Thank goodness he was okay. He recovered well. We're gonna fast forward. We have Xavier who pulls up a couple of running elbows into the corner, and he does a standing corkscrew moonsault, but he only got a 2 count. Beautiful stuff. We're going to fast forward to the end of the match because Ishimori hits the big double knees, and then he goes to the top rope. He goes for a 450 splash, pins him, and only gets a 2. You can't jump off the Empire State Building and only get a 2 count. I'm just saying, unless this kid Xavier, is on the Triple H side or something like that, if you know what I mean. Unbelievable. It's not believable that he would kick out of this. I mean, the guy got the double knees, and then I don't know. But anyway, we continue, and he kicks out basically, and then he does. Ishimori goes to charge at Xavier, and he gets a knee to the face, and then he does, and that being Xavier, does a beautiful back flipping like Pele kick, knocking Ishimori out. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, Dezmond Xavier, 2017 Super X Cup champion, but it's not a cup; it's a big tall trophy. You should call it the Super X Trophy champion. I'm just saying. Maybe it's just me. After the match, we have Xavier, and he cuts a promo. Now, here's the deal. Maybe it's just me. I would leave your comments here below, OneWrestling.com, YouTube /One Wrestling video, or shoot me a tweet over at Big Ray's Show, or maybe leave a little comment on my Instagram at Big Ray's Show as well, or at One Wrestling. When you're cutting a promo, number one, Xavier, nobody talks the way you did during that promo. Like when you say stuff like my destiny, I beckon my destiny, and I will take you down, you heathen. Like when you say crazy stuff like that, nobody talks like that anymore. Let's be real. Unless you're doing like a gimmick character, like The Undertaker, that makes sense. A guy like that, okay, I could see talking like that. The Ultimate Warrior, who, as I come to the top of the mountain and I see all the warriors, and the space and the time and the continuum. Anyway. God, I love Rick and Morty. You ever see that show, guys? I love that show. I don't know why Rick and Morty just popped into. I was just watching season number 3, and it's just like it's fantastic. Anyway, I don't know. I'm talking about space and time continuum, and Rick has the gun. If you guys know what I'm talking about, best show freaking ever, besides wrestling. Best show ever. Yeah. So I just didn't like the way he cut the promo, but. He did bring across the point that, listen, whoever wins the X Division title tonight, well, they're going to have to face him. And to be honest with you, either one of the guys who are wrestling tonight, whether it be Trevor Lee or Sonjay Dutt, it's going to make for a great, great match. You don't know who won? We're going to find out really quickly. Backstage, we have Karen Jarrett and Bruce Prichard. And Karen Jarrett, my God, why is it all the most beautiful women have the most annoying voices? Don't beat me up, please. This is just an observation over many years of being with many women. And it's, I don't know. It's just like she's screaming. It's like the whole Stephanie McMahon thing. She's so beautiful, but I just listen to her talk, and it's like on the chalkboard. Anyway, she's going back and forth, and Bruce Prichard like kind of tries to grab her, gets in her face. She's like, "Don't touch me." It got really awkward back there, like on some sexual harassment bit. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm accusing him, but I saw what I saw, and she was like, "Don't touch me." She says he's never coming back, setting foot ever at GFW. We'll see. And then backstage we have Guerrero with Joseph Park. And next week, damn, choking here. Next week, Guerrero says goodbye. Or does he? Dum 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 dum. I should put some sound effect gimmick in this thing. Maybe next week I'll do that. But yeah, so I guess that's it. No more Grado. I hope that's not. Grado and Joseph Park are just, I think, one of the best comedy tag teams I've seen in such a long time. I can't wait to talk about it on the Impact Attack with Ben Hameen. Now let's move on to the X Division ladder match. This was a long match, so there's a lot to go over here. Sonjay Dutt, the champion, but Trevor Lee obviously coming to the ring with the X Division title. Well, no, he didn't have the X Division title. He's been carrying around the X Division title, wearing the older green and gold one, and now they have the brand new one strapped at the top of the ladder. And this was a freaking great match, and I'm serious. This was solid match all the way through. We have Sonjay Dutt, who immediately goes after Trevor Lee, finishing with a big kick and tossing him by his hair. You have Trevor Lee complaining to the referee, saying, "Oh, you pulled my hair." Oh, stop. Sonjay Dutt with a beautiful springboard moonsault onto the floor. And then, of course, out comes the table. We have Trevor Lee, who basically takes the table and angles it into the corner and hits. And Sonjay Dutt is able to combat him or fight him back and hit a tornado DDT onto the table. And then we have one ladder. This spot was bananas. We have one ladder that was hooked onto another ladder. Okay, hear me out. So we have a little platform of a ladder table. Sonjay Dutt does a splash. Trevor Lee's laying on the ladder. This was the stiffest bump. This was hardcore. There was absolutely no give. Sonjay Dutt hit him flush on with that splash onto that freaking ladder. The ladder did not break, did not bend, did not move, did not budge. Trevor Lee's going to have to ice that back down tonight. I know for a fact. But again, really, really, really great. As we're going to fast forward because there's so much during this match. So anyway, we have Sonjay Dutt, who's getting ready to get the title, and out of nowhere, freaking Caleb Conley shows up, powerbombs Sonjay Dutt through the table, and then, yes, the Canadian Destroyer himself. No, not my old Can-Am wrestling brother, Andre Corbeil. The original Canadian Destroyer himself, Petey Williams. By the way, Petey looked fantastic. And if they're bringing Petey Williams, you don't know who Petey Williams is. Back in the day, TNA, they used to call him Little Papa Pump. He used to hang out with Scott Steiner. Even before that, I mean, he's part of one of the greatest Canadian factions of professional wrestling. Let's be real, man. Team Canada, Scott D'Amore, Bobby Roode. Anyway, Eric Young, no. Anyway, listen. Awesome stuff, man. Petey Williams comes in and hits the Canadian Destroyer, which is basically a front flip pile driver. Yeah, you heard me right. A front flip, like a sunset flip pile driver, I would call it. And he hits that really hard on Conley. Then he runs out and he starts trying to help Sonjay Dutt outside the ring, cheering him on. Anyway, we have Lee who, we're going to fast forward to the end of the match. We have Lee who climbs the ladder. Sonjay Dutt springboards from the outside apron onto the top rope, springboards onto the ladder, which is a very tough spot. It's not easy to do. He does that, punches Lee off the ladder, who crashes down onto that second ladder. And, ladies and gentlemen, Sonjay Dutt takes the title and I was going to say he wins the title, but he doesn't really win the title. But technically, when the title when this is a ladder match, that title is vacated. Nobody's a champion. The first person who grabs it wins it. I mean, technically. But that was a damn good match. Really solid. Love the. I hope Petey Williams. Let me know, guys, what you guys think. But I really hope they bring him back for the X Division. He is just phenomenal. The guy can still go. The guy is great, and one of my very favorite people. And we used to have him do the whole gimmick at the start of the Can-Am Wrestling show, which was pretty cool. Now we have backstage. We have Mackenzie Mitchell, who talks with Lashley, who says that he's not an X Division guy, and he's gonna go out and destroy this kid. He doesn't even mention him by name. Whatever. Oh, does he? Yeah, I think he does. It doesn't matter. Then we have the debut of OVE. That's Ohio versus everything. Not everyone. Just everything. Like anything. If you're standing by a gas pump, they're against that. If you're standing by a pair of sneakers, they are against that. If you're standing next to Carl, they're against Carl. Against Bill Apter. Against me. This was a dope match. Short but dope. it was OVE Dave and Jake Christ versus Zachary Wentz and Jason Cade. Now, what are you talking about? This is a squash match. Yeah, squash match, but it was really well done. You know, even the young kids Zachary Wentz and Jason Cade, they showed. They were good. Wentz with a huge knee to the face to start things off. I mean, just I think it was Dave. I don't know, Dave or Jake. I have to get to know who these guys are. I think it was Dave, and Dave or Jake, was it? No, Jake was the one who ran at Mr. Wentz, and basically Wentz hits him with a beautiful jumping knee strike, perfectly done MMA style. Just beautiful. We had some nice double team moves throughout the entire match, and those guys from OVE are like super kick happy, and like reminds me of another tag team, some young tag team. Wish I had a couple of bucks right now. Anyway, but seriously, in all seriousness, like a late period, this was great. I mean, OVE, Dave and Jake are two different type of wrestlers. I guess one is more aggressive, the other one is more like a freaking karate martial artist spin kicking fool. It was just amazing. Like, hey, there was a beautifully done spinning back kick. Wow, beautiful, just gorgeous. Anyway, you have Wentz and Cade, who listen. I mean, the kids are trying to put up a fight, but a couple of double kicks and they just finish them off with these beautiful, gorgeous kicks, and OVE gets the win, and just a nice debut. The guys have a crazy look about them. I really think these guys are going to be fun. I don't know, man. There were a couple of teams that I really enjoyed when GFW first started, and one of them being Reno Scum. I really hope Reno Scum. I know the smaller guy, not Luster the Legend. I forgot the little guy's name, but he got hurt, and he's been out. So I'm hoping that they bring those guys back in, because I think this would make an awesome. I don't care if it's heel baby. I don't care. This would make an awesome freaking feud between these two guys, because they're both kind of similar in a way. So let me know what you guys think. Again, leave your comments below. OneWrestling.com, YouTube /OneWrestling video. And when we go backstage, we have EC3 and Moose, who basically, Jim Cornette's on the phone, and they interrupt them. Look, they want to be part of the gauntlet match. Guess what, boys? You're in. Then we have Eli Drake. Dummy. Yeah, you gotta say it, guys. Basically, he's with Chris Adonis, and both of the guys are I guess two of the top guys in that 20 list. But Eli Drake keeps putting on the fact that I'm number one because I'm Eli Drake, dummy. Yeah, and I don't have my dummy button. Where's my dummy button? Anyway, doesn't matter. But Jim Cornette says, you know what? You guys are in too. But since Eli Drake, you like putting yourself over as number one, well, that's the number that you're going to come in. And don't be surprised if Eli Drake is going to be one of the very last people. Let me tell you something. I'm hoping, I'm not predicting this because I don't know for sure. I got to think about it. I hope they put the belt on Eli Drake. I think Eli Drake will make a great freaking champion. He can talk. He's got the look. He can work his ass off. He's great. And he's got a cohort to hang out with him and help him get over as a heel. Perfect. Or you can put it on EC3. I don't want to see Moose with the title yet. Not yet. Yeah, you can go. Even though they did sign Moose again, anything's possible. But Eli Drake, if he's at least in the final four or final two, to be honest with you. So it's going to be interesting to see who they put the title on. And then since there's no World Championship fight and Low Key is not there, we have Bobby Lashley versus Matt Sydal. And this match went exactly the way I thought it was going to go. And I'm not going to get into too many specifics about this match. But basically, it was Sydal's speed versus Lashley's power. And Sydal put up a good fight. But of course, after time during the match, we have Bobby Lashley, who exudes his power. But Bobby Lashley's not just strong. The guy's super quick and athletic as well. It's pretty tough. And realistically speaking, and I'm not trying to break kayfabe here, but I don't think Matt Sydal would really have a shot unless he kind of pulled the rabbit out of his hat, which he did. Let me see what we got here. We have Sydal, who, let me see this. We have Lashley, who goes for a spear, and Matt Sydal moves and hits a spinning kick, stunning his opponent. We have Sydal, who hits a DDT, but he only gets a 2 count. Then we move forward, and we have a huge spine buster by Lashley, and then a power slam by Lashley. And he can't, listen, Lashley got frustrated because he can't keep this kid down. Matt Sydal just kept coming, and I like that. They're booking him at I guess the way you would book like a Danny O'Brien, just to have super heart, and I thought it was awesome. And finally, we're gonna fast forward to the end of the match. We have after dominated by Bobby Lashley, he heads to the outside of the ring because he's totally frustrated. Grabs a chair, and I guess he's just gonna get himself disqualified. He doesn't care. But while the referee is kind of trying to pull the chair away, Bobby Lashley shoves the referee, and that allows Sydal to hit a beautiful spin kick that sends the chair right to the face of Bobby Lashley. Sydal goes to the top rope, hits the most perfect this guy does the best shooting star press, and wouldn't you know it, he only gets a 2 count. I tricked you, you suckers. But anyway, we have Bobby Lashley who's going to go for the spear. Now, at this point in juncture, I'm thinking to myself, I'm saying, all right, Bobby Lashley's going to win this. I thought they would give it to Sydal, and I don't know. But no, he misses it. Bobby Lashley hits the corner. Sydal rolls him up and gets the 1-2-3. So Matt Sydal goes over, wins here. Now, this is the crazy part. You have the American top team MMA fighters, rooting on Bobby Lashley, and they get pissed off at the ref, like the ref did something wrong, that being Baby Hebner. And one of the fighters, I forgot his name, freaking puts Hebner in a freaking choke. And I think they played this off very well. I can't wait to hear what Ben thinks regarding this, but I thought they did this very well. If you want to hear a more in-depth breakdown of this, just check out Hacker Hameen and the Impact Attack later on. I think it's Saturday. I'm going to be putting it up. So, man, and it was just crazy, man. Lashley, I had to actually come over and help the guys, help calm the boys down. Now, you have JB. And by the way, Pope is gone. Do you guys know that? Pope is gone from Impact. Tyrus may be gone from Impact. And there are a plethora of other people that may be gone from Impact. I'm going to get into that a little more at the Impact Attack. I'm not really sure yet, so I have to do make a couple of more phone calls to find out. But, and by the way, I'm going to miss Pope Daddy. You're the man. Elijah Burke. Yeah, John Morrison. So the two. So we have JB and we have Josh Matthews. They're like, what do you mean cut away to a promo? The video package comes up with John Morrison, Thursday Night Delight, who says he is coming to GFW next week, and this is just the beginning. Isn't he just fighting Rey Mysterio over Lucha Underground for the Aztec Championship or whatever? I don't know. But listen, all in all, like just listening to this, if you guys hadn't seen it, it's worth a watch. This was a pretty good. I mean, it's not gonna, it might be better than SummerSlam, to be honest with you. But the fact is, no, SummerSlam's gonna be, I think, great. Yeah, man, this was a good show, a solid show. I wish and hope GFW can continue to kind of book their events this way. A lot less talking. They kept that minimal. I mean, even though they had the big Bruce Prichard segment, but it mattered. You know what I'm saying? It was just a really good show, solid. I give this show 4 out of 5. To be honest with you, I thought it was that damn good. Didn't have a world championship match, that's why I didn't rank it high. Maybe 3.5, 4 stars, I would say. Solid 4. Yeah, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this lived up to what? Well, maybe there were no expectations for this free per-view. But listen, guys, I want you to leave your comments again below, guys. Again, give me a follow on Twitter. Find me on Facebook, Raymond Big Ray Hernandez. I'm very easy to find. I'm always in the WrestleZone discussion chat group. Come check me out over there, OneWrestling.com. YouTube /OneWrestling video. Guys, give me a follow on Twitter again at Big Ray Show, on Instagram at Big Ray Show, on Snapchat at Big Ray Show. And listen, I always say this. I would do this for a living, but if I couldn't, I'd do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. And I love talking wrestling with you guys here at OneWrestling.com. Hey, guys, later on this week, we have... check out the SummerSlam. We have a SummerSlam predictions. We have the NXT predictions here with Travis Volts. We have the PW Hustle guys and the One Wrestling Big Slam Nation boys and Billy Ray Valentine, the Professor. I mean, a lot of great stuff coming, guys. And again, I'm just going to plug my podcast. I produce this podcast over the Impact Attack, and also I produce another podcast now over Ben Hameen, and it's called the Pro Wrestling Reflection podcast. We talk about old pay-per-views, and it's not going to be me this week. I'm gonna produce it, but I'm not going to be on it. We're going to have Billy Ray Valentine and I believe 8-Track Brown. Yes, the notorious one. They're going to be talking ECW Heatwave 98. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, listen. In the words of the legendary Bill Apter, my mentor, we'll see you at the matches. And the words of my brother Bill Schuyler, who always and will forever sit over my right shoulder, actually my left shoulder, you're right, my brother, but he'll always sit over my shoulder here at OneWrestling.com, always watching over me, along with my dad. We'll see you down the road. Later, guys. Thank you for joining me here at OneWrestling.com for your GFW review. Peace.